Hey folks, and welcome to another Sasoi spikeboarding tutorial demonstration. We're going to do a fantastic loop here at UVM, and it is called Before I Sleep. So all you rock climbers know that you give your problems names and then everyone can reference them. So in spikeboarding, we give loops names. So go out, find a loop, give it a name. And this loop that you're about to see here is a super fine figure eight with a couple of extra turns with the high side in the middle. It's a little lopsided. The high side's more sort of off to 1/3 of the side of the loop. Before I Sleep is a fantastic loop. You're going to see it twice here as we cut up through the campus. You can come up either on this road or you can come up along the parking lot that you see over there on your left, on the athlete's right, and do this baby about 4 times and you're going to be feeling mighty fine and have a very restful sleep. So the Before I Sleep loop here at UVM, it's really nice spikeboarding loop, and it's a little challenging, so it's not exactly a beginner loop. If you want beginner, you want to head down to the lake and jump onto that bikeway, the Burlington Bikeway. It'd be a good place for you to start. But there's all kinds of grassy little knolls here that are good for dry land drills. And of course, you could also find a couple little out of the way places to do some how slow can you go drills. And just keep your speed in check at all time, and it should be consistent with your skill set. So you're going to see a little bit of downhilling here, and there aren't any green, blue, and black signs for you like at Alpine resorts, so you need to institute all of that yourself. This is the steepest little downhill here. Just put your arms out, catch a little air, and you should be fine. Or just go ahead and cadence brake and scrub some speed from the very top, and you won't have a problem. Getting into this section a little bit, you're going to find some crocodile pavement, all broken up just a little bit. So find the nice line. And the wonderful part about spikeboarding is you can stand up spike or you can kubi cross if things get a little dicey. You want to jump into your stand-up spike, keep your feet on the deck, and if you're getting clean pavement, then the kubi cross is going to work for you. There's the crocodile pavement right there, and you don't want to jam your spike into those crevices. They will send lateral forces into the spike and you could pop it off. So skateboard spikes are tremendously powerful for vertical forces, but lateral forces, they don't like them, just like bicycle wheels. So this little slip through in front of the dormitory or in front of these dormitories is really fun. It's nice. Now we're gonna just go back up to where we came. So there's the figure eight. We're crossing there, and then we're going to add a little more besides just the figure eight. We're going to pop up here and go more along the front of some of these buildings in front of this big grassy field, and then cut down towards the Main Street gate again. And so these are a lot of the buildings of UVM. Those of you who are on campus are going to know it. So we encourage you to give us a holler, and we'll help you start a club for certain if you'd like to do that. And if you'd like to become the first college in the country to form a club, well, that'd be fun for you. And the sport is very encompassing of head to toe strength and conditioning, So if you're an NCAA athlete and you want some full functional cross training, spikeboarding is mighty nice. And there's a break very close by to us. It's within breathing distance. You can just feel the break breathing at this point. And you'd be surprised how close that break is to you if you are on the campus. I'd say it's within 12 to 18 months of finalization and being finalized, and fully operational disc brake that will work exactly like a road bike, because spikeboarding is that kind of activity. It's a technical propulsion stroke driven sport. It's all about running your ticker. If you don't like to run your ticker, then the sport's probably not for you. You might enjoy engaging your acrobatic sensibilities. And of course, there's two theaters of sport that exist: acrobat and endurance. And this is an endurance sport. So now we're going to take this little sled ride straight down. We could be jumping on the grass and scrubbing our speed, but we prefer just to show you a little cadence braking, which you should learn anyway, regardless of whether or not you're going to have a disc brake. A cadence brake is always handy, and it's also good if you've got it on both sides. So actually practicing cadence brake will help develop your center line, nose over knee, knee over toes, and that of course is the fundamental position that you need to switch kick. And the switch kick is what you're doing from the waist down, and waist up you're acting like a cross-country skier. So we're going to do one more loop here so you can see how it goes before I sleep. And it's a wonderful loop. And here we go again, one more time. And this one-footed steering tightly is a little bit advanced, and especially getting over turbulence like you just saw there. That also are more advanced moves where you stay to the back of the board and release all the tension and just glide the deck straight over it. But of course, when you've got a board that's optimized for switch kicking, like the Sissoy deck, life's going to be a heck of a lot easier for you when your wheels are covered and protected and you cannot step on them, and you will not spike them or nick them and get some violent interaction with your skateboard spike with the wheels. Also, it's nice to have a nice long deck where you can comfortably heel to toe when you are at elevated heart rates. So as we said before, you can come up through the road or you can come up through the parking lot. And there we went straight up through the parking lot, which is parallel to the same road. And off we go to hit this loop one more time. And we're just casually tapping out the rhythm in like a zone 3 out of 5. And enjoying this loop at the top of what would be the Burlington City area. Look at that blue sky, gorgeous Vermont day, and like so many that are gotten up there, but it could be overcast and incredibly cold and slightly snowy. If the road is clear and the pavement is visible, then spikeboarding is available to you. So make sure you check out some of the slush action and stand-up spike. Just go to spikeboarding.com and you can check out a slushy day. Slushy days are also fun. You're probably going to be relegated to the stand-up spike stroke, and you won't be switch kicking. You won't be able to do a Kubi cross because when it's that much slush, you can't really kick. But you'd be surprised how much slush stand-up spike can power through, and what a wonderful time you will have doing it, and what a challenge it is. So it's a very nice activity. So back down this descent again, just pop your arms out, catch a little wind, mind the traffic. Otherwise, cadence brake at the top and bring yourself down super slow, as long as you can stay in control. You just want to stay in control. This is not an acrobat sport. It's not a radical sport. Don't want to push it. It's not downhill longboarding. You aren't going to be releasing your wheels and sliding. The wheelbase is pretty darn long and the board is incredibly stable. It doesn't want to release. It actually wants to stay connected. These are 85 millimeter wheels, 79A durometer, and they like to stay gripped to the ground. The sport's about technical propulsion and fitness. If you enjoy these kinds of things, you're going to like that. Again, that was a one-legged turn, a little advanced, and also wonderful to have a board with technical characteristics that really allow that to happen. So being 5 centimeters off the ground also is very, very nice and very comfortable. Again, we're zipping through here in front of these dormitories. Some nice little section down there. You can carry a little speed and power through in a stand-up spike. Now we're going to take this left and bingo, straight back up this climb. And it's just got enough pitch to it where it makes you work, but then it's so short that you can just breeze on top and begin to get some reprieve. But do this loop 10, 12, 15 times, and you're going to really, really enjoy yourself. Or just do it for a warm-up before you head out onto the recreation path just over by the gymnasium, and then shoot yourself off into some of those suburbs back there. And they've got some nice little rollers. All the cross-country ski team knows them. So if you want a little help getting around, if you're out spikeboarding, jump on the back of their wheels and they'll show you. But really just look it up on Google Maps and you'll get to know that area back there pretty quick. The recreation path's really fun. You can find a video that we made already that's posted, so make sure you can check that out. And you can see that as well. Also mind those little grip areas at the pedestrian walkways. They destabilize the board incredibly so always pay attention to them and don't disregard them at all, or you'll find out. So spikeboarding requires a little bit of navigation skill, a heck of a lot more than cycling. It's very much like swimming, but you have to read the terrain a lot more. So in cycling, your rump is registered at the seat, your feet are registered at the pedals, your arms are registered at the handlebars. We cycle, and once you register all 3 points like that, man, you can just motor and forget all about your technique. And like swimming, like skiing, like skating, spikeboarding requires that you constantly monitor your technique top to bottom in your mind's eye, and that's actually a good thing because it will really help your agility and your functional strength quite a bit. So here we're coming down for the last descent, and we're carrying the spike in what's called a safety 1 position. We're keeping that spike in front of us, and then that's a neutral carry. We obviously know nobody's behind us, so we can do that. And there's that safety 1 that switches back into a neutral carry. And when you aren't using the spike, it's best to just carry it in the carbon fiber, nice and light. But as you can see, the spike always stays parallel to the board. Well, folks, we hope you've enjoyed this. And if you're living on campus and you want to start a club and you want to start some clinics, please reach out, call us at the number below, and we'll get you going. Thanks a lot. Spike hard, spike often. Soy, become the motor.